Okay, so welcome everyone to your O Week for the 13th of January 2025 intake. We are very excited to have you all here today, and we look forward to working with you during your Diploma of Travel and Tourism journey. As we get started, I just want to let you know that today's session will be recorded. It's only to be sent to the students in this intake, so it's not going any further than this group of people. So just so that you know. Now, my name is Kyra. I'm from the facilitation team at the Travel Academy. A little bit about me and my experience in the travel and tourism industry is that I've been around for 16 years, so started way back in 2008. I've mostly been in sales and customer service roles. This one I have now at the Travel Academy, I think by far is the best one that I've ever had. And that's probably because my favorite thing about working in the travel industry, other than the great product that we look after, hello, who doesn't love holidays, would have to be the connections that I've formed with both my customers, like you guys, and my colleagues. And some of them are in the room with us right now. You might have noticed some red backgrounds around the room like mine. At the Travel Academy, we have 3 teams that are here to support you. We have the facilitation team that I'm from, and we've got Thomas and Leanne joining us from that team today. We also have our enrollments team, and lovely Kayla is joining us today. Some of you might recognize Kayla's name. Was anybody here enrolled by Kayla? I'm seeing some nodding. Awesome, excellent. Kayla, for those who didn't have the privilege to be enrolled by yourself, do you want to introduce yourself to the group?
Yeah, thanks, Clara. My name's Kayla, and this is my first session, so I'm just as nervous as all of you. I've been in the travel and tourism industry for about 13 years now and have a few different roles, but something I believe in that connection with others, and travel really just helps us do that. So I'm a massive believer in what we do. I recognise a few of your names there. So hey, if I enrolled you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Kayla. And then you may be speaking quite soon to somebody from your programs team. We have the lovely Anita and Kylie joining us from the programs team today. Kylie, would you like to come off mute and introduce yourself?
Morning, everyone. So my name is Kylie, and I'm one of the program leaders with Flight Centre Travel Academy. I have had the privilege of calling the breathtaking Whitsundays home for more than 15 years. And I won't confess my age, but I have had more than 25 years experience working across hotels, regional tourism, the marine industry, and in leadership development. As program leader, I'm here to be your guide, your cheerleader, and a resource to help set you up for success.
That is amazing. Thank you so much, Kylie. Now, those of us on screen with red backgrounds are just a few members of the Travel Academy support team, but there are many more located across those 3 teams, and we are all over the country. As Kylie said, she has a wealth of experience, and as do many of us. In fact, together, the Travel Academy business has a combined 427 years of experience in the travel and tourism industry. So don't ask any of us how old we are. We won't tell you. But what that does mean is, while you may not ever find out our age, what you will know is that you have this amazing team who is passionate about this industry. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been around and working in it for as long as we have. And we're here to help you through your studies. We've got so much knowledge to share. We're all super passionate about this industry, and we've had lots of different experiences across the industry. So we've had, as you can see there, travel consultants, cabin crew, guest services at airlines, hotels, wholesalers, tour guides, and even recruiters for the industry as well. So I just wanted to stop sharing my screen as well, just for that second, just to share with you your other support network that you have while you're studying, which is everybody that you see on the screen. So even those without red backgrounds today, everyone in this room and anyone watching this recording back who was not able to join us live today is also here to support you. So that would be your student cohort. Everyone in this room is studying the diploma alongside you, and it is so great to be able to get to know each other so that you can lean on each other during your studies as you go through this exciting shared experience together. So take a look around and get to know some of the faces that you'll hopefully be seeing in your live tutorials and classes. As you're looking around, you may notice just a few of the features of Microsoft Teams, as this is the platform that we'll be using for all of our live sessions. So if you've not ever been to a Teams meeting before, I just wanted to I will a little bit later share with you some of the features of Teams, but for right now, I just wanted to share with you the chat function. So on that top menu bar, you can see there's a little speech bubble and it says chat. You can click on that to access the chat function whenever you're in a meeting in Microsoft Teams. Now, if you're looking at that window right now and thinking, Kyra, what are you talking about? I do not see a speech bubble. There's a good chance that you're using Teams via your web browser. So maybe you've clicked the link from the email and it's opened up just in like another Microsoft Chrome or Edge window. That is okay. If you're accessing Teams that way, it might just mean that you're limited when it comes to the functionality of the program. So we always say that the best option is to download the Microsoft Teams app onto whatever device you'll be using it on. For today, if you haven't done that, please don't panic. Don't leave the meeting. You can absolutely still participate. You might just have to call out your answers rather than popping them in the chat. So first thing I want to do right now, just to make sure that button is working for all of you. So click on that chat button and I want you to, in the chat window that appears, just type in the chat where you are joining us from today.
We've got all over. We have Southeast Queensland, Melbourne, Sydney, Perth.
Yeah, wow, that's so cool.
Melbourne.
Lots of Brisbane, South Queensland. Yeah, everyone. You guys got quite a few friends in Melbourne down there, Anita and Thomas. It's exciting. A couple of friends for you in Perth, Leanne. Oh, we have some Jennifer's from Adelaide. Oh, I love this. Zoe's from Adelaide.
Sydney.
Excellent. So now you guys can see that while sometimes when we're studying virtually and online, it might feel like you're all alone, but you can see there's quite a few of us that are in the same location. So it's good to know who's in your time zone, who might be nearby. If you do, want to have that face-to-face interaction with someone, you now know where everyone is based. It is great to see some Perth people, Leanne, especially at this time of the morning for you. I know that it is early. So definitely thank you for making the effort to hop out of bed this morning and come and spend some time with us. All right, so the next thing on our agenda is for me to share with you what you can expect from this week, your very first week of your diploma. So you have got 3 sessions this week for your orientation week, and the purpose of this week is to connect you with your peers and your Flight Centre Travel Academy support network. We're going to be going through some must-know information, some tips for success, and just those things that you need to know and that are going to help you along the way when you're completing your diploma of travel and tourism. We're also going to be having a lot of fun. We're going to be collaborating. We're going to be networking, and it's going to be a great time. So today's session is our takeoff session, which is all about getting to know each other, getting over that first hump of being on camera, speaking on camera, and really just getting ourselves used to this virtual environment that we'll be studying in. We've also got some other tips just to kind of help you along the way. Tomorrow, which is really exciting, is you'll be joining Thomas and I, where we'll go through the learning launchpad session, which is a great session, and we'll show you how to use your learning platform, so MyLearn, which is your online university. We're also going to give you a bit of a workflow, kind of a step-by-step process to being successful with studying your diploma. Then we'll get to our midweek check-in. So you'll receive an email just making sure you're tracking along nicely with O Week, which is great. Then on Thursday, you'll have your program session. So you'll get to meet your program leader. Actually, Kylie, would you like to tell us a little bit more about what to expect from those program sessions?
Thanks, Kyra. Yeah, the program essentials are going to be a great little starting off point to give you a bit of insight into what each of the programs are that you will be doing alongside your diploma in travel and tourism. You'll get the opportunity to meet the program leader for that, have a little bit of a chat about what the timeline looks like, and then also we'll be going ahead and giving away potentially some code words, which we might touch base on a little more, and some great prizes. And also to ascertain if the program is the right program for you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Kylie. Then finally on Friday, we will have a wrap-up email, and we will send you through all of the recordings from the sessions in case you've missed anything or weren't able to attend any of them live. You'll also have some great links and resources for some of the things that we'll show you along the way as well. As Kylie said, there are definitely some prizes to give away this session and all week long, because O Week really is all about having as much fun as we possibly can. What you will notice at the end of each session that there is a code word. So you'll want to make sure that you have somewhere where you can record these 3 code words that you'll be given each session, because you'll need all 3 of those words to enter our major prize draw at the end of the week. How are we all feeling so far? You still with me?
Pretty good. I'm feeling good.
You're feeling good, Kayla. Kayla's doing good. That's good. I'm seeing some nods. That's awesome. Oh, look, a little thumbs up. This is so great. I have to scroll. I'm so excited. There's so many people in the room. I actually have to scroll through pages of faces, which I don't get to do often, and I'm really excited about that. So that's great. Amazing. Okay, guys. So as I said, today's session is all about connection with each other, connection with the diploma, and connection to the industry. The aim of this diploma that you've enrolled in is to set you up for success as a travel and tourism professional. And this industry, as I said at the very top, it's an industry all about connections, dealing with people, whether that's your customers or members of your team. So in the spirit of getting to know each other a little bit better, now that I know where you're all from, if in this moment you could snap your fingers and leave that comfy, cozy home that you're in, where would you travel to and why? Pop your answers in the chat for me.
Taylor says Hawaii. That's her favorite place in the world.
Oh, I love Hawaii. Oh my gosh. Oh, now they're coming. Alaska, Exmouth. This is so great. Oh my gosh, we haven't had any double ups yet. That's insane. I guess that just highlights what a big wide world it is we have to explore, right?
London, I like Doctor Who. That's awesome.
I love that. Oh, who said Bora Bora?
Angela Kennedy.
Oh, yes, my real estate agent is in Tahiti at the moment, and I had to unfollow him because I just couldn't. I was making me too jealous. The Maldives looks divine. Oh, learning to surf in Hawaii, yes. I'm seeing some Japan.
Beautiful.
I'm seeing Japan. Japan, I think, is the next one on my list as well. Tokyo, yeah.
People have the Maldives.
Love that. You guys are all saying places I've never even been to, which I'm really excited about. So now you're just adding to my bucket list, which is what is happening. That's what's happening right now. Is my bucket list is glowing.
That's a never-ending list, isn't it? Working in the industry.
Never ending.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you've got family in Uruguay, Micah. Awesome. Okay, well, we have some awesome responses in there. So many great places. I don't think I could pick from that list myself. Hey, Kylie, where would you travel to if you could travel anywhere in the world at the snap of your fingers? Where would you go?
Japan is number one on my list at the moment, very much so to immerse myself in that culture. And my partner is a massive gamer, so I would just like to dump him in the middle of Tokyo and let him do his thing while I go off and enjoy Japan.
Oh my God, yes, I love that. Now, you may have noticed that we have a little prize wheel up on the screen today. So, Kylie, do you want to spin that wheel? And if you said Japan was somewhere you'd like to travel to, you could be up for a prize. Let's see what the prize is. We've got an Uber Eats voucher. Awesome. Kylie, who's our winner of our Uber Eats voucher?
So I have Kalani Hutchinson.
Yay! Awesome. Keep an eye on your emails, Kalani. We will email that voucher out to you. Thank you so much. I love the prize wheel. Damn, that was fun. Okay, thank you so much for that, Kylie. All right, so getting back to O Week, we often come in, I'm sure maybe just as you were joining this morning's session, just kind of getting yourself ready to come in today, you may have been thinking of some things that you are dying to find out about your studies. And sometimes we come into these sessions with those questions on our minds, but then, we get really excited. We start giving away prizes. We're talking about lots of different travel destinations, and those questions kind of fly out of our mind. So what I would like to do right now, before we go any further, is give you 30 seconds just to write down any of those questions that you had in your mind before coming in, or any that have popped up since we started the session. Just kind of make yourself a little list of questions now, and I'll just start a little timer for 30 seconds. All right, awesome. If you're still frantically scribbling things down, that is all good. I'm not going to ask you to share those questions with me right this second, because we very well might cover off on them as we move through. But as we're going through the session, please don't be shy. If there's something that you would like me to clarify, you can raise your virtual hand, you can shout out to me, or you can pop the answer in the chat. Actually, chat or raising virtual hand is probably better. For this many people in the room, it might be best if we just stay on mute until you're actually speaking, just so we can keep things moving. But what I would like you to do is just keep that little scratch pad of questions going. If any others come up that are maybe unrelated, or there's stuff that you definitely want answered, please make sure you write them down as well, and we'll have some time at the end of the session to make sure that those have all been answered if they're not answered during. Okay, so part of being successful in the travel and tourism industry is all about interacting with people, building those relationships, and just, like I keep saying, it's all about connection. And to do that, there's a few expectations that we have that we'd love for you to follow when you are attending your live events. So whether that be your tutorials, your Q&A sessions, your program sessions, or any other sort of bonus information sessions that we have along the way, when you are attending live, there's just a few sort of guidelines that we like for you to follow. Now, I do feel like I've been talking quite a bit, so I'm going to just rely on some of my co-hosts here. Hey, Thomas, can you share with us what we mean by that second point there and being prepared to participate?
Yes, hello. So being prepared to participate, it means of course, having your cameras on and being ready to get involved, but also remembering that if you are participating, someone else might have a similar question to you. If you participate, they might encourage other people to participate. And just coming from a facilitator perspective, which I am one of them as well, getting participation in the tutorials and the Q&As is really great because we do record them, and us having some back and forth with you might help us to discuss something that we haven't discussed before, or maybe you've researched something and you can help us with our knowledge too. So it's really good to get participation from students, because then even if you are watching the recording back, students can then watch and go, oh cool, like they had like a really good conversation there. Yeah, just is a lot better than the facilitator having to talk to the screen. But I am currently loving all the participation in this group so far, so sounds great so far.
Excellent. Yes, everyone's doing a great job. Thanks for that, Thomas. Yeah, exactly as Thomas said, we love to be able to interact with you. One of the things that I always have in my mind is the person who's doing the most talking is doing the most learning. So when you are in those sessions where you've got a lot to learn and it's not just information to take in, the more that you're discussing it, thinking about it, sharing your points of view and getting the points of view of others, the easier to understand some of those concepts and things that we get into in the diploma is going to be. Amazing. Hey, Kylie, do you want to take us through what we mean when we say sort of taking notes and asking questions?
Yeah, definitely. So we encourage you to be prepared to take notes on anything important that may be happening across any of these sessions. And remember that you are in a safe space in any of our online classes or program sessions or Q&As. So we encourage you to ask as many questions as you have, because as Thomas and Kyra have mentioned, there may be someone in the room who is thinking the same thing or may want to know information as well. So being able to encourage them to speak up and yeah, just be prepared, take those notes, and then you've got them back for reflection later on as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kylie. Yep, that's another one of my favorite sayings as a facilitator as well, is that learning is a safe space and our classrooms are a judgment-free zone. So no such thing as a silly question, no such thing as a wrong answer. We will, even if you're not quite on track, we can always steer you in the right direction. So it's great to just kind of, jump in and get involved. And on that note, I have our next little activity. So just on the note of having our cameras and our microphones on, something that you'll be doing a lot of when you work in the travel and tourism industry is building rapport with your colleagues and your customers. And these sessions, when we do get the chance to get all together, when you're not doing self-directed learning, watching lectures and modules and things like that on your own when you're studying, when you're in the group, it's so good to be able to make the most of that and use those opportunities with new people to learn how to network and, communicate and chat, especially in this virtual setting, which is potentially unlike any other, classroom setting that you've been in before. So some of you have already got your cameras on. I've heard some of you talking on mic already, and there has been some great participation in the chat, which is excellent. But as I'm looking around the room, I am definitely seeing some cameras off. So what I would like us to do, and I know it's a little bit scary, the idea of doing it is so much worse than it is, I promise you. So let's all take that first move and jump into the cold plunge together. We are going to turn our cameras on. We're going to put our microphones off mute, and we're just going to shout out, hello, hi, this is my name. Don't even worry about talking over each other. I'm welcoming the chaos and the noise. I thrive in chaos. So on the count of 3, we're going to turn our cameras on and we're going to say hello. We're going to come off mute and say hello and introduce ourselves. Okay, are we ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Excellent. All right, I love that. Absolutely chaotic. It's fantastic. So great work. I also do love that in Microsoft Teams, it lets you talk over each other. When we used to use Zoom, just whoever was the loudest was the only person who would be unmuted, and that was super awkward. So I'm really glad that it works this way now. The first step, doing that for the first time, they say the first step's the hardest, and you guys have all just done that. We're in the cold plunge. Once you sit in it for a little while, the water's great. So here we are. Thank you so much for doing that. All right. What was I going to say next? No, nothing. Okay, next slide, please, Kyra. So we are moving on to Teams. So as I said, throughout your diploma, one of the main platform that you'll be using for all of your virtual sessions is Microsoft Teams, which we are in right now. This is going to be used for your program bonus sessions, your tutorials, your Q&As, even your coaching calls if you book one-on-ones with your facilitators, and some of your assessments are actually done in Microsoft Teams as well. So first thing I wanted to do today is make sure that you are all familiar with the functionality of Teams and that you know your way around. As I said earlier, Teams has got two versions. There's a web version and there's the app version. So we recommend that rather than just joining the link in your web browser, that you download the Microsoft Teams app on your device so that you can use all of the features during our sessions. So you'll see, I'm just sharing my screen now with that lovely slide, but if you look to the top of your meeting window in Microsoft Teams, you should see the toolbar that looks very similar to what I've got on the slide here. So play along. So direct your mouse up to that toolbar because I'm going to get you to click a couple of things. Don't worry, you can't break anything. You will see that chat bubble. We've been using it today already. Once again, if you can't see that chat bubble, it may be because you're using that web browser. So if you're planning on coming along to tomorrow's session, when you come off today's session, make sure you download that Teams app so that you can join us on the app tomorrow. Next to your, no, well, not next to, but further along that little toolbar, you'll see what looks like a high five emoji, and it's got the word raise underneath it. So that is your virtual hand raise. If you do have a question, what's great about this is that you can just click that button. If everyone can just click it now for me, that would be amazing. If you can see it, give it a click. Woo! Look at it go. Awesome. Okay, so what that does is you'll see now that everyone's little Teams window, it has been highlighted yellow. You've got a little hand and you've been assigned a number. So Leah was our quickest on the buzzer there, and I can see on your face, don't panic, I'm not going to ask you to do anything, I'm just letting you know that you were our first hand raise. So we can see that Leah is number one. Actually, I lied, I am going to ask you to do something. Leah, if you click that raise hand button again, so we'll see that she has now lowered her hand and Anne is now number one. So that's how it will work in your classroom. So if you've got a question, you'll raise your hand. If multiple people raise their hand at the same time, your facilitator will see several people have questions and will just be able to respond in the order that you guys raised your hands. Thank you so much for that, guys. So what you'll then do is you'll keep your hand raised until your question has been answered, and then you just click that raise hand button again to lower your hand. So you guys can do that all now for me. That would be great. Awesome. Ethan, your hand is still up. Is that because you have a question or we're just working out how to lower it? Perfect. All good. Thank you for that. So the next one that you'll see is our little smiley face, and that's got our reactions. So you can click on that one now and you'll see there are a few different emojis that you can choose from to react. When you click that one, it just pops up on the screen and just kind of lets the group know how you're feeling in this moment, whether you're feeling good, whether you're agreeing with what's being talked about, whether you love it, whether you think it's funny, whether it shocks you. And it's just another way that we get to interact in this virtual setting. Thomas is very shocked by this information. I think this is brand new. He's never seen the reactions before. So what I'd love for you guys to do now is just click on your favorite emoji. Give that a little click for me. Amazing. I love it. Now, I don't think I would be in this job speaking in front of all of you like this if I didn't love a little bit of attention and external validation. So at any time you're in a room with me and you're on board with what I'm saying, please give me those reactions. I do love to see them. Then, okay, I got distracted by the love hearts. Okay, so the next thing that we've got here, so you'll see your camera and your microphone settings. So of course, if there's a line through it, that means that your camera and microphone is off. But of course, we always want to see it looking like this, nice and open, cameras on, microphones on, ready for you to participate. Awesome. Beautiful. I do see a couple of things in the chat just about sort of tech issues, camera not working. Now, there are some things with like permissions and settings and things like that that sort of will restrict your camera and microphone from working. Please don't panic about it. When you're in a smaller group setting, maybe in your first tutorial, if you're still having those issues, just let your facilitator know and we can, when there's a smaller group, we've got a bit more time to help you troubleshoot those kinds of things. So no stress at all. We usually just assume if you don't have your camera on that it's because of some kind of technical issue. Thanks, Kayla. All right. What's happening next? What's happening next is I might sneeze again. No, she's good. If I call it out, it gets afraid. It freaks out and it stops. What we're going to do now, we're going to break out into some smaller groups. So as I said, when we're in smaller groups, it's much easier to kind of manage some things, and it's can be a little bit less daunting to kind of speak up as well. So you guys are going to have a little mission within your groups that will be explained to you when you enter the breakout room. So Kayla is working away in the background to set those up for us now. In a moment, when she clicks the magical open rooms button, you'll see a pop-up on your screen that's letting you know that you're being moved into a breakout room. There is a button that you can click that will say join now. You can definitely click that or you can wait. It's up to you. Depends on your patience levels. Once you're in there, you'll be joined by a member of Flight Centre Travel Academy staff. They will let you know what you need to do while you're in the room. And once everyone has joined, I'll set a timer for 6 minutes. I'll send you a little warning at about 2 minutes to let you know when I'll be bringing you back to the main room. And that is all I'm going to say about that for now. I'll see you shortly. Kayla, how are we going?
Rooms now, you'll automatically be assigned to a room. So we'll see you back here soon if you're not in my room.
Awesome. See you guys soon. All right. So if you were nominated as the spokesperson for your team, could you please raise your virtual hand for me now?
Sean, I have allocated you as spokesperson.
Amazing. I'm seeing 3 hands. Is there
Did you
one
say
more?
Sean, sorry?
Yes.
All right. Awesome. Okay. Excellent. So I hope you did enjoy getting to know everyone in your smaller group. We're just going to take a minute to go around each of the groups just to hear a little bit more about each group and what I'm most excited about, your team names. I'll start off with you, Taylor. You probably have the least amount to share because we were sorting out some technical difficulties. So Taylor was in the group with me with people that were having trouble getting into the breakout rooms. So we're a teeny little group, but we spent some time troubleshooting. So yeah, Taylor, take it away. Why don't you tell us about our little group of stragglers?
Yes, so we caught ourselves the lost ones. And yeah, we only did about 2 questions. And majority of us were dog people. It was cat or dog. But Kyra loves cats. except for the rest of us. I don't mind cats. I just never had one. And who we would listen to if we could only listen to one person from now, and we had Taylor Swift, Icehouse, Harry Styles, and I couldn't really choose because I listened to a lot, but I just went with Machine Gun Kelly, which I know people don't enjoy. But that's okay. And that's as far as we got.
Thanks, Taylor. Quite a little eclectic mix from our stragglers. Yes, I could not believe that I was the only cat person in the room. Next time I facilitate a session with you from home, ask to see my cat. He will convert you to a cat person. And if you're already a cat lover, you will just adore him. Anyway, he often special guest stars in some of my sessions. Who have we got next? Ethan, will you like to share a little bit about your group?
Yep.
Just popping those notes up for you now. If you can see them on the screen, Ethan.
Yeah, I can. Thank you. So our team name is NABA, which was someone's pet. Our first question was, would you prefer warm or cold weather? The majority vote was warm weather. Our second question was, if you could only use one emoji for a week, which one would you use? And it was mainly the applaud emoji. Then we were asked if you could wake up and instantly be an expert in something, what would it be? It was between understanding animals and travel agency to be able to plan people's trips and dream holidays. And our last question was, what's your favorite food? And it was mainly Italian because pasta rocks.
Pasta does rock. You can never go wrong with a good pasta. I will never say no to pasta. I'm so with you guys on that one. Thanks so much, Ethan. All right, Gabrielle, for our next group, take it away.
Hello, my name's Gabby. I sort of nominated myself because we have decided our group is going to be called the Introverts, and we probably prefer to use the chat feature a bit better. Basically, we love ice cream. One lady in particular was talking about a Ben and Jerry's flavor called the Tonight Dough. Just got like cookies and cream in there and peanut butter. So we, what else was there? Don't have any notes, so trying to remember. One of the questions was, is there any particular like famous shows that people haven't seen? Someone said I haven't seen Harry Potter, which just blows my mind. And that's pretty much it. We're a bit of a quiet bunch, to be honest.
I do have some notes. Sorry, Gabby, I can't work out how to share my screen, but yeah, you've done really well. Thank you. That was amazing.
Not surprising with a team name like the Introverts. Let me tell you something about introverts. So Gabby and anyone else that was in Gabby's team or may identify as an introvert, you guys are my favorite people to have in a classroom. And the reason for that is because you tend to think before you speak. So some of the answers that we get from you guys, some of the contributions that we get from you guys in class are some of the most insightful and my favorite ones to hear. And they really move the conversation along. You're also very good at keeping the conversation on track, which is another thing that I love about having introverts in a virtual classroom. So please don't be shy. As we said, learning is a judgment-free zone. So when you are in those classrooms, my lovely introverts, please do not be shy about coming in and speaking to us because we love to hear from you. Awesome. Thank you so much. And finally, Sean, tell us about your group.
Yeah, so we came up with a name for our group called the Combos. I'm guessing that's because we all had different kinds of combination of answers, and a majority of us are dog lovers. I think there was one cat lover in the group, but yeah, the dogs won. I'm trying to remember the rest of the questions, but like Gabby, I can't.
Pop them in the chat for you. I popped them in the chat for you, Sean, but I can share my screen if you like.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Let me see if I can get it. Oh, yes, here we go. So the one meal that we would like to keep or enjoy, we had oysters, ramen, two for pizza, pasta, and Mexican. Most played soundtrack for 2024, The Captain by Casey Chambers, Defying Gravity, both versions from Wicked, Coco Melon, Juno Sabrina Carpenter, and celebrity movie character that we would like to perform as. We had Baby from Dirty Dancing, Bluey, Dolores from Sister Act, and Patsy from AbFab.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love that. Oh my God, who said Bluey? That is adorable. You guys burned
I
through a
believe-
lot of the questions. Well done.
Yeah, we did. I believe it was sorry, I can't remember your name, but it was someone's grandson.
Yeah, we gave
Oh.
it to Leah's grandson.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Oh my gosh, there is a lot of Bluey in my household. I've got a 5-year-old, so I'm up to speed on all the Bluey. Amazing. Thank you so much for that, Sean. That was great. And thanks to everyone who shared on behalf of their groups. You guys did an amazing job. Can we give our presenters a virtual round of applause, please? Just with our, either while you're on mute or with your little react button, that would be lovely. Amazing. Sean, your hand is still raised. Did you have something that you needed to add or a question, or we're just, yep, lowering that one? Amazing. Thank you so much. All right. Well, thank you so, so much for that. I love those team names and what you've learned about each other. So what is going to happen now? Kylie's going to bring our prize wheel back up. And Kylie, what was your favorite team name that you heard? Maybe try not to be biased, but be biased if you want to. What the hell? You're on mute, my love.
We haven't quite mastered lip reading yet, so I am going to have to be I want to be biased, but I am going to have to go with the introverts, to be honest. I think that was a cracker, and I'm a massive Harry Potter tragic myself, so I'm going to have to go against my team, I'm sorry, and go the introverts. So let's spin and get a prize.
Excellent. What's the prize going to be? Another
Uber Eats again.
Excellent. Awesome. Who is going to be our lucky prize winner?
I am not even going to try and pronounce your last name, Gabrielle. Thank you very much.
Well done.
Excellent. Well done, Gabby. All right. Well, there's a couple of other prizes to give away, and we're getting towards the end of the session. So why don't we do that now? Let's spin that wheel. And Kayla, I'll get you to pick a prize winner from your team. Actually, was that your team?
That was my team.
That was your team. Okay. I will get you to pick a prize winner from Kylie's team in that case. We'll spin the wheel. Suspense is killing me. What will it be? The Subway voucher or the Subway voucher? It's a Subway voucher!
Fancy that, a Subway voucher.
Sorry, there's too many people on my screen. What was the name of the person that read out your answers?
That was Ethan.
Ethan. Hey, Ethan. I can't find you on my screen. Oh, there you are. I think Ethan, of course.
Amazing. And then for our lucky last prize for today's session, Thomas, will you like to pick a star from your group?
Now, it's going to sound like I'm just copying everyone because of the speakers, but I had picked Sean. So congratulations, Sean. Your answers were really
Yay,
great,
fabulous, darling, as Patsy would say.
It's Chanel, darling.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you guys have been incredible. Thank you so much. So as I said, there's nothing that you need to do. We've recorded your names and everything for those prizes, so we will email them out to you. Now, before we wrap up today's session, we are getting to the end. Thank you for staying with us up till this point. Before we wrap up, though, there's just a few things that I would like to share with you before we go. So we spoke earlier in the session just about the people that you have around you to support you. So the people that work for Flight Centre Travel Academy, the people in this room, and the people that you'll be seeing in your sessions. But in addition to that, there is some additional services available to you at Torrens, because when you study with Flight Centre Travel Academy, you are also a Torrens University student, which means you'll have access to the Torrens Student Hub. You'll see the link there on your screen now. And this has lots of resources where you can go, and we encourage you to just click on that link. We'll send it out to you. I think if somebody could pop it in the chat for me now, that would be incredible. But you'll have access to that. We'll email it to you. Now I'm rambling. There's some really great support on there as you're going through your studies. So for instance, there's a wellbeing support line where you have access to up to 6 sessions of confidential free counseling. We know that when you're studying for the first time, sometimes that can, add to an already existing mental load. So if that is something that you are dealing with, please reach out for somebody to talk to. It can be really helpful. We also have an accessibility support if you happen to need extra support due to mental health reasons, medical reasons. Maybe you had a learning plan in school and you're thinking that's something that you would like to explore during your diploma studies. That is available to you as well, and you'll find information on the hub about what that is and how to apply. Some additional resources that we would love for you to check out as well, and in your wrap-up email we'll share all of these with you, but there's the Torrens Library. So it's much more than just a library of resources and research that you can use for your assessments. There's also some really great videos and such where just to kind of teach you how to do the assessment. So if you've never written a reflective essay before, if you've never done an audio-visual presentation, there's some great tutorials to help you out with those. There's also student workshops that you can attend, and you'll also find the policies and procedures we'll send you the links to those as well. If you do need to contact us, and we'll reiterate these throughout our 3-week sessions today, but those are our contact details there on the screen. We do recommend that you save those phone numbers in your phone. So if we reach out to you, you'll know that it's not spam and that it is us. When we are calling you, please don't ignore that call. It's usually for a very good reason. And again, as I said, I'll show you in tomorrow's session where you can find this information in your learning platform, just so that you don't have to have it written down on a loose piece of paper or try to remember it off the top of your head. Finally, I'm very conscious of the time. We've had so much fun chatting, but really quickly before we go, I think I've kept you waiting long enough for today's code word, which is dream. So make sure you record that somewhere. The other 2 code words that you'll need to enter our major prize draw will be given to you in tomorrow's session and in your program session on Thursday.
Dream.
All right. Well, that does bring us to the end of the session, and I'm very aware that I have gone slightly over time. If you do need to run right now, thank you so much for joining us. It has been great to get to know you, and I hope to see you at tomorrow's Learning Launchpad session. If you do have the time and you've got some of those burning questions, or if you'd like to stick around and have a listen to some of the other questions that are asked, definitely do so now. But that is pretty much it from me. I'll let everyone say goodbye if anyone is rushing off, and the facilitators and I will hang around to answer any unanswered questions. But thanks so much, guys.
Thank you, Cara.
Thank you. See ya. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, Gabby.
Thank you. Thanks, Gabby.
Thank you.
It's okay to leave.
It is okay to leave if you do have to go. We'll record this Q&A session if anyone does have any questions. So when you get the recording back, you'll be able to see what everybody asked if you do have to run right now.
Okay, that's okay. I'll stay.
Perfect.
I have some questions coming through now.
Okay.
Okay, so Kay's asking about her qualifications that went through. I've just had a couple of days off last week. Kay, I'll have a look at my emails first thing straight after this and get a response through to you. You should have a link for tomorrow's session, Abigail. You should have been sent the O-week links. If not, I can email that through to you if you don't have it in your inbox.
Tyler, to answer your question about your study sessions, so your live tutorials will all be just like today's class. So you'll be joined by the group of anyone else that's enrolled in the subject that you're participating in, and we'll have some activities, we'll have some discussions and some things just to go over the content from the lecture. But we'll go into that in a bit more detail during tomorrow's Learning Launchpad session. Were there any other questions?
Abigail's. Sorry.
Abigail's just said the link to tomorrow's session. Okay. Do we have quite a few people that have not received a link for tomorrow's session? Has anyone received a link for tomorrow's session? I don't think anybody has received it. Okay, that's good to know. No worries. I'll follow up about that one. All good. Thanks for letting me know. We'll make sure that that one gets out to you today. Yeah, Kylie?
Just checking how they access today, because it'll all be on that one portal page, on that O-week orientation page on the website. So if they've received an email with the link to that website, they should also be able to find the link on there. I don't know if today, how everyone got in today. Was it via the website with that link, or was it via a link in an email? Does someone want to come off mute and confirm, or?
I got mine by email.
Email?
Yeah, link in the email. Yep, email.
Yeah, mine was the same.
I got a link in the email.
And was that link a meeting link for Microsoft Teams, or was that a link to a web page that contained another link? Was it a link to a link, or was it just a link to the meeting?
Link to the meeting.
Okay, yeah, so Kayla's just popped in the chat the Orientation Week landing page. So if you click on that one, that contains the links to all of the sessions for the week. Amazing. Ethan's just asked a question about tests. Now, Ethan, I think what I might do is just, if we can wait until tomorrow's session, we'll go into what the assignments and things look like, because we have some quizzes, we have some things that are on set time limit. There's lots of different types. So we might car park that question for tomorrow, if that's okay. So we can go into that in a little bit more detail when we're talking about your assessments.
And it is an 18 months course if you're part-time.
If you're part-time, yeah, it can take you up to that long, yeah, for sure. Just depending on the course load and how many subjects you do at a time. Again, we'll talk about like your course duration and your time commitment and everything in a bit more detail tomorrow.
Okay, I'm going to leave you guys.
Okay, thanks, Leah.
Bye, see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Did anyone else have any other unanswered questions? All good. How many hours is it per week for full time? Great question, Kay. We will definitely get into that tomorrow. So we'll go over a whole plan for each of your subjects and sort of talk about what kind of time commitment you can expect from your studies. So we'll definitely get into that detail tomorrow for sure. It's good. I'm so good. I'm loving all of these questions coming through. It's so good that you guys are thinking about, you know, your approach to your studies and the diploma. It's really good to see that we've got some proactive minds and thinking about how to plan for it, because it really does require, you know, quite a bit of planning to just sort of map it out and fit it in with the rest of your life and work and whatever else you might have going on. So it's good to see that you guys are already thinking about that. I love it. What else? Any other questions? All right, amazing. Well, thank you so much, everyone. That's all from us. I look forward to seeing you at tomorrow's session. There is one at this same time tomorrow, or there is one in the afternoon. If you can't make it, you'll find all of those details on that landing page that Kayla kindly shared in the chat for us. But thanks so much for your participation. Congratulations to our prize winners, and I look forward to seeing you at your next session.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.